In the fast-paced world of the rap industry, the rise and fall of careers can happen almost overnight, and no one knows this better than the rappers on this list. At one point they all had the world at their feet, and now everyone's asking, whatever happened to these guys? Do they even still make music? Well, the answer is caught up in a tangled mess of beefs, allegations, and some seriously shady business moves. Let's break it all down. Starting off with Remble, one of the most exciting new rappers to come out of the West Coast in recent years. Back in 2020, Remble was absolutely on fire. If you were anywhere near the LA rap scene or even scrolling through TikTok, chances are his music had made its way to you. Thanks to some viral moments on social media and a big cosign from another LA legend, Remble's rise to fame felt like it happened overnight. But honestly, even without TikTok's boost, I think Remble was always destined to blow up, become the face of the West Coast rap scene. Then, weirdly enough, just when it seemed like he was about to hit that mainstream peak, he pretty much disappeared. No new music, no big promo, nothing. His last album was back in 2021, so it's kind of strange how as soon as he got signed, he stopped dropping music. So what really happened to Remble? Well, if we dig a little deeper, we start to see that Remble's life has been shadowed by hardship from the jump, and getting into hip-hop only brought more challenges his way. So let's rewind and look at how it all started before we dive into why he stepped away when everything seemed to be going his way. Remble, whose real name is Unique Cooper Remble, was born on July 3rd, 2000 in San Pedro, California. His first taste of real struggle came at just 5 years old when his dad got hit with a life sentence. He doesn't talk much about the details, but in one of his songs, Gordon Ramsay Freestyle, he throws a bar out there about snitches getting his dad locked up. Growing up without a father, his mum kept moving the family around to keep Remble and his siblings out of trouble, which in hindsight was a solid strategy. It was Remble's older brother who really shaped his early taste in music, putting him onto artists like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Chance the Rapper, and Dom Kennedy. But when Remble started finding music on his own, he gravitated towards the LA sound, particularly the work of fellow West Coast rapper Drake the Ruler, who was starting to blow up in 2015. And it wasn't until 2018 that Remble even thought about getting into rapping. His friends had some gear and were trying to make tracks inspired by Lil Yachty's auto-tune heavy style, which was big at the time. But Remble, he stuck to what he knew and doubled down on the West Coast flow. His first recorded track had some classic witty lines that I could only describe as sharp, clever, with a slight nonchalant delivery. Fans take it as far to even say, Remble doesn't diss you, he addresses your flaws. Fast forward to 2020 and things start really clicking. After a bit of a hiatus, Remble dropped a clip of his Roof's Chris freestyle on Instagram, tagging none other than Drake the Ruler. To his surprise, Drake hit him back, and just like that, they linked up for a collab. The Roof's Chris freestyle dropped and instantly put Remble on the map. The line, "I hang out with real killers, that's what you're not," is just one of those bars that sticks with you. After that cosign, he went from unknown to one of the hottest new names in the LA rap game, with Drake mentoring him and bringing him into his crew, the Stink Team. 2021 debut album, It's Remble, dropped that summer, getting solid reviews and even hitting #2 on the Billboard Heatseekers chart. Another big collab with Lil Yachty soon followed, and once again, TikTok helped it go viral. But just when things seemed to be reaching a new level, tragedy hit. On December 18th, 2021, Remble's mentor and close friend, Drake the Ruler, was stabbed and killed at an LA music festival. That moment changed everything. Since Draco's death, Remble momentum began to slow down, and when he decided to drop music there, it was met with little promotion or fanfare, leaving fans wondering what happened. There are rumors swirling that Remble had a falling out with the Stink Team after Draco's passing, sparked by something as simple as following YG on Instagram. The theory goes that some of YG's associates might have been involved in Draco's death, so that follow caused tension. People felt like Remble switched sides knowing full well YG was Draco's biggest op at the time. But it's all speculation. What we do know is that Remble didn't even show up to Draco's funeral, which definitely raised even more eyebrows. However, Remble stated that he did make an attempt to attend the funeral. He apparently asked one of Draco's associates for the address of the funeral, but that person completely ignored his message and therefore didn't want to show up uninvited.
You actually didn't go to his funeral?
Yeah, I didn't.
Why is that?
I had hit one of the Stink Team members up for the address. He left me on scene, so I just, you feel me? I wasn't gonna show up nowhere uninvited. Then it's 2 new little dudes that they added to the Stink Team that, you feel me? If I see them, niggas wasn't trying to. It was a public invite, I guess. You feel what I'm saying? I could have found the address or whatever, but I wasn't invited. You know what I mean? Nobody invited me. Like, they acted like, you feel me? They left me on scene, so
At the time, Remble may have felt like he lost his place in the LA rap scene after being cut off from the crew that helped him rise. But clearly now in 2024, he's made it clear that he's back for revenge. I don't know what it is, but it seems like Kendrick's Not Like Us ignited a flame on the whole LA rap scene, with Remble coming out with his own freestyle over the Not Like Us instrumental dissing the whole of the Stink team. He used every second of his verse to completely go at Ralphie the Plug and the Stink team in the most disrespectful way possible. Honestly, this verse might be even wilder than the original, with Remble even saying his biggest regret about Drake Oh the Ruler's death was being left behind with Ralphie. But Ralphie wasn't having it, and immediately responded with his own diss aimed at Remble, going even harder with darker allegations about Remble's past and accusing him of falling off.
I ain't worried about no nigga from San Pedro. Where's Remble? Not in this city, he like Nemo. You really thought signing a deal was a cheat code? A do-rag Dickie and white forces, not Stilo. How you gonna try to diss the niggas you mimicking? You a bitch and you got LP, so you like Jada Pickin'.
On top of that, Stink team affiliates like OTM pulled up to Remble's supposed hood, posting about him being a no-show.
We in San Pedro, nigga. We in your hood, nigga, with 5 corners out, nigga. Where, yeah, gang business. Yeah, where niggas at though? Remember, we outside, nigga.
It's unclear where this beef is going, but it seems more diss tracks are on the way. Remble had disappeared for a while after Draco's death. Losing a friend like that could have hit him hard, leaving him with little desire to keep pushing in the music game. But now it looks like he's back, using this beef to fuel his comeback. Meanwhile, Ralphie has been consistently dropping music since Draco's passing, keeping the Stink team name alive. And the situation with Remble and the Stink team is nothing new. We've seen this story play out time and time again with music groups and collectives throughout history, that there's always external conflict that leads to relationships being forever altered. And it's these kinds of issues that cause Rae Sremmurd to fade into obscurity, but in their case, it went much deeper than just one person being more popular. These two brothers went through a lot together. See, these two had been making music for a long time before they started getting any real attention. They were making music as early as 2010, just starting out, trying to find their sound and figure out what would work. It took years of grinding, but eventually in 2013, after all that time trying to build up their music careers and making connections, they finally made the right move. They made a connection that would change everything. They met with the music producer Mike Will Made It. This connection was a game changer and was the beginning of Rae Sremmurd. They had been making music seriously for a while, but things didn't really take off until then. And when things took off, it was crazy. These two were dominating the music scene for years. There was a moment in time when no matter what time or where you were, you couldn't go a day without hearing the pair on the radio. I don't know what sort of drugs they had in their music, but they just kept dropping hit after hit. They had songs like No Flex Zone, Look Alive, with no sign of slowing down anytime soon. But with all those hits, there was always something that stood out more than anything else. Sway Lee's parts of the songs. No hate to Slim Jimmy, but when we sang a Rae Sremmurd song, we were singing the hook, which was Sway Lee's verse. During their incredible run, it felt like every new song outperformed the last. But the peak of their career was probably when their viral song Black Beatles dropped and the mannequin challenge craze started. If you were in middle school during 2016, I'm 90% sure you joined in on the challenge. With the momentum, Rae Sremmurd kept releasing music and doing their thing until one day, everything changed. And when I say everything changed, I mean it changed the entire dynamic of the group. Sway Lee released a song that would forever alter how people viewed them. The song was Unforgettable with French Montana and it was a global hit. The whole world was listening and everyone loved it. But remember, this wasn't a Rae Sremmurd song, this was a Sway Lee song. One half of the duo dropped a hit without the other, and that changed everything. But before we go on, if you made it this far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help the channel out and lets me know you'd like to see more content like this. Okay, now back to the video. The success of Unforgettable made it clear that Sway Lee could stand on his own, and it caused a shift in how people perceived the group. It wasn't just Rae Sremmurd anymore. Now it was Sway Lee and Slim Jimmy. The song's success without Slim made fans, and the industry started to wonder if Sway Lee would be better off solo. And that's when things started to get complicated for Rae Sremmurd. Now, both members of Rae Sremmurd started to focus on their own solo projects. With this, rumors of them splitting up began to circulate, with Srem Life 2 in 2016 being their final project. Both Sway Lee and Slim Jimmy dismissed these rumors as myths, even though they were both doing their own thing. Sway Lee dropped Sunflower with Post Malone, which became certified diamond, which is a big accomplishment in the history of music as a whole. However, around this time, they finally decided to drop their highly anticipated albums Rem Life 3, which had been teased and talked about for years. Fans had been eagerly waiting for this album, and finally, after all the hype, it came out. However, the album was a miss for many fans. It was essentially 3 albums in one. One with just Slim Jimmy, one with just Sway Lee, and one with both of them. One article described the album as a messy, incomplete, yet deliriously fun third album. After this album, the breakup conversation started to pick up again. Before the album, the rumors were just forming, but after it, they became more serious. And eventually Slim Jimmy snapped. He released a series of tweets in 2019, stating there was no more Rae Sremmurd, it was just him. But in a Vlad interview, he later clears this up, and what really pushed him to say that.
Well, in 2019, you announced you're no longer part of Rae Sremmurd.
Yeah, but that was just an angry tweet because Rae Sremmurd's still around right now.
That's what I'm saying. So what led to that?
So, you know, I was a part of the Pop and Zans era, you know what I'm saying? I used to pop pills and shit, you know what I'm saying? So it might be tweaking, might be, me and my brother be arguing a lot. We used to argue a lot, so goddamn, we'll be fighting or whatever. I might have got mad, goddamn. When you do drugs, like, you get real sensitive. I don't know what about drugs just be making niggas sensitive and shit. So like, I just tweeted that shit, but people took that shit like it was on wax, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't even like that. It was just, that was an emotional moment. But I don't do drugs no more. Like, that's one of the major reasons, because I don't like anything that takes me out of the control of myself, you know what I'm saying? If I do some shit I wouldn't normally do, I'm not gonna fuck with it. I don't drink a lot, you know what I'm saying?
From 2018 to 2023, Sway Lee focused on solo projects and collaborations without Slim Jimmy, who faded from the public eye. When they finally reunited in 2023 with Srem Life 4, their comeback failed to chart any singles, and their latest album didn't make it into the top 10, marking the official end of the Srem era. Then there's CJ the rapper, who blew up out of nowhere, then mysteriously disappeared into thin air. So back in 2020, CJ drops Whoopty, one of the biggest drill tracks of the year. People were confused with allegations that he was a Pop Smoke clone, but nah, he was far from it. That'd be too disrespectful to Pop. At first you'd think CJ is your typical drill rapper that lives a real street life that blew up overnight. But when he blew up, was it really so out of nowhere? Or was it all a plan from the start? See, CJ's not just some random artist. His uncle James Cruz is a big deal in the music industry. The guy's got connections everywhere. He pretty much said, I promised his parents I'd help him, so here we are. But after Whoopty went multi-platinum, CJ basically vanished. So what happened? Believe it or not, Whoopty was CJ's first attempt at a drill song. Back in 2020, the UK drill sound had taken over Brooklyn and all of New York, thanks to Pop Smoke making it mainstream. But after Pop's tragic death, the scene was looking for a new leader, and CJ stepped up. Before Whoopty, CJ had been dropping tracks on SoundCloud since he was 19, including a kinda sketchy early feature with 6ix9ine, but it wasn't until he switched things up with a drill beat he found on YouTube that his life completely changed. Influenced by Pop Smoke's death and some encouragement from his friends, he decided to go all in on a drill beat. And yeah, it was a hit, no doubt, thanks to going viral on TikTok and an early cosign from Cardi B. If you were outside in 2020, you couldn't escape Whoopty. So Whoopty blew up and CJ got a record deal with Warner in 2021. But here's where things get sticky. How did Whoopty even get so big in the first place? CJ's uncle James Cruz is no small fish. He's worked with everyone from Diddy to 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj. He's got a serious resume. At one point he was even president at Bad Boy Records from 2004 to 2009 and had a joint venture with Warner Music Group. So there's some history there. And you have to wonder if CJ's success was as much about connections as it was about talent. When the labels came knocking, it wasn't just because they loved Whoopty, they also admired James Cruz's work ethic and connections. To no surprise, people started throwing around words like industry plant when CJ blew up. And the drama didn't stop there. The term Whoopty itself caused some conversations. CJ explained it to Genius as just a greeting.
Pretty much Whoopty, like, it's worldwide now. You know, I got babies, you know, saying Whoopty. I got, you know, middle-aged people, you know, older people. Pretty much it's just like a roll call, you know, whenever I see my guys in the street, and, you know, that's how we greet each other. It's like a New York when people say, "You're."
But he left out the fact that it was actually a term used exclusively by a certain New York blood set. Rumors flew that CJ wasn't really about that life, and gang members started calling him out for being fake. Diss tracks started coming his way, but CJ kept his cool, saying, I never said I owned the word. But then, in a move that shocked everyone, he tried to trademark Whoopty, which is a pretty bold move to make. After the success of Whoopty, CJ dropped an EP, Loyalty Over Royalty, in 2021, which was produced by French Montana. It did alright, but nothing close to Whoopty. The real talk though was CJ's next music video, where it looked like he might have been twerking. Twitter was going crazy with that one, with CJ getting clowned non-stop. Not long after, Warner Records dropped him from their label over apparent creative differences, and CJ went quiet for a bit, saying he took a break to be a dad. Admirable, sure, but in today's fast-moving music industry, going quiet for a year can really hurt your career. Let's be honest though, with CJ, being a one-hit wonder isn't the worst thing. Whoopty was a massive hit, and if CJ's played his cards right, he could be set for life. Yeah, it's clear his uncle's connections gave him a big leg up, but give credit where credit's due, the song slapped, and no amount of industry help can make a trash song go viral. Now, at 26 and fully independent, It's going to be tough for CJ to shake off the shadow of Whoopty, but who knows if he'll make an attempt at a comeback. Despite everything, it's hard to hate on the rappers here. They all added something special to hip hop, and for that these forgotten rappers remain unforgotten. Anyways, that's it from me. If you stay to the end, you're a real one. And if you want to check out part 1 to this series, click on the video here.